5:07. I mean, undisclosed amount of time. And 3, 2, 1. Hey, Karl.
You always do the countdown.
Yeah, I know.
You say, we're just going to do cold opens.
And then every time.
And we're like, the whole point is that we just talk, and then eventually, organically, the podcast will get started at a certain time. You can cut out all the bullshit. And then you go, all right, we're just going to do the cold open. And then you go, wait, start over. 3, 2, 1, now. And then we're on the spot.
Yeah, but like we have to do that because our camera can only record for fucking 30 minutes. So it's kind of hard to just ramble for you and I to just like, start bullshitting for 5 minutes and then just decide when we're going to start. But I think I want to start just because this has been a common topic for us. Is like, what the fuck are we going to talk about on this fucking show, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm just going to start making it not journal entries because that's a bad idea, but like kind of just treat this podcast. I think you and I could both treat it as just a way to. Never mind. I was gonna say for people to just like check in on like. I guess it could be interesting. Check in on the life of a fucking broke LA musician.
Yeah. And that will motivate us to make sure that enough shit has changed to keep it interesting. Because as of right now, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed for me at all.
Yeah.
But, fuck. Maybe it's a reality check. That's what it really is.
How many people do you think want or pursue music and a career in music, but don't actually like go for it? How many people are there like, man, I wish I went for it, or I wanted to do that but I just never could, or I never wanted to?
It's weird.
I think it's in the millions.
When I was younger, I used to think that every single person that wasn't like a rock star had like given up on that dream. When I was younger, I thought every single person wanted to be a movie star, an astronaut, or a musician. And that every single person that wasn't that was just like gave up or it didn't work out or whatever.
Dude, I swear to God, that's exactly what I used to think my entire life. Because I always wanted to be. Well, first of all, I always did want to be a musician. I remember being in first grade, coming up with a band in the back of Thomas Slattery's mom's car. And I think it was, We're like, all right, I'll be the guitar player. None of us knew how to play anything. Like, I'll be the guitar player, you be the bass player, you be the drummer. Mm-hmm. That's all I ever wanted to do. And then, occasionally, I saw Jackass for the first time. I was like, never mind. Like, I'm going to do that. And then, like, practical. Maybe wanted to be a actor or something like that. But mainly a musician. But I always wanted one of these pipe dreams, call them, that everyone's like, whatever. Mm-hmm. So I 100% agree with you. I thought everybody always had that. Yeah. And then you talk to people and they're like, oh no, like that doesn't interest me at all. Mm-hmm. And that's fucking wild to me. Yeah. I guess it's because I'm a fucking attention whore. I wanted to be a stand-up comedian.
You should do that again.
All right.
You should do an open mic night in Los Angeles.
I'm afraid to do it in Los Angeles.
No, fuck it. Who cares? Hey!
Give me one. All right. We are...
Welcome, Justine.
Hey. What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
I don't want one of these right now, but I feel like I have to. Fuck. God damn it. All right, I'm only going to drink a little bit of this, and then you're drinking the rest of it, Justine.
All right. So, the fuck were we talking about? Oh, stand-up comedy.
I don't even know anymore. I don't care about anything else.
I don't care anything else except this fucking pounder right here.
Yeah, stand-up.
Stand-up. So...
I miss when you were doing stand-up.
All right, so here's the story. One day, I decided that it would be a great idea for me to do stand-up comedy.
And obviously, we're funny.
Obviously. So I was living in Philly. I went to some open mics pretty consistently, at least one a week, for maybe like 6 weeks, 7 weeks. It did not go well. I was.
Do you think crowd work is a bad idea at an open mic night? Probably, because it's all other comedians that are trying to like get ready for their own shit.
I also think at an open mic night, you're probably not good enough to do crowd work yet. I think you have to be.
I'm thinking about like what Stavi probably did when he was first starting out.
I doubt he did fucking stand up or
Crowd work.
Crowd work. I doubt it. Crowd work, you have to be really quick.
Yeah.
And you have to be really comfortable too, enough when someone throws you some like bullshit answer, you like don't get super nervous. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, let me put my hair back here.
So you were doing it
like
for 6 weeks.
Yeah, so I'm doing it for 6 weeks. Yeah, I had these jokes. One was about a three-legged dog and how I wanted the joke to be about how I don't like the person who like goes out of their way to adopt a three-legged dog. And I thought it was really funny. Everybody else thought I was like making fun of these three-legged dogs. I did call it a tripod pooch. And
It's appropriate.
yeah. Anyway, so I like did my best. I had this. What other jokes did I fucking do? I don't know. You saw me do it the one time. You were there the first time, I think. And I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I like blacked the fuck out.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah.
Like you're usually great on stage, but that really got you.
Dude, I was shitting my pants.
What's crazy too is that especially this was at Helium, right? That was
No, this was at
what was the other one called?
Good comedy in Philly. I don't think it's a thing anymore.
Yeah. Rest in peace. But the place was so small and those open mic nights were like, I guess you could buy beer there, but it was also BYO. Yeah. But it was also like, it wasn't like a late night thing. It was pretty early. Like, I think every time I went
It was like 6 p.m.
Yeah. So it's a small room, maybe 20 to 30 people. Every single person in there is signed up for the open mic night with like the occasional, like, I would never signed up, but like you, me, and Noah would go because you were signing up for a spot. And that's like it. 30 people, 15 comedians. The rest are just friends that are only there to see their friend do their set and like be supportive.
Yeah.
It's not a place where you're ever going to get like roars of laughter unless somebody is like a fucking super comfortable, good comedian.
Well, you have to understand something that I was convinced that I was going to kill. I was like, yeah, on my way there, I was like, yeah, I'm going to fucking murder, dude. These jokes are fucking hilarious. And then as soon as I got up there, I mean, I've been on stage before, but at that point, the only stages I have ever really like spent time on, there was no spotlights. Like, I've never been on a stage with a spotlight before. Like, it's been lit, but there was a spotlight directly on me. And for anyone who's ever dealt with that, you can't see dick. Like,
I feel like that would be helpful in a way.
No, it threw me off so hard, and then I completely forgot like what I was gonna start with, and then I was just like back in my seat. Like I barely fucking remember any part of it. It's so strange, so out of character.
I don't really remember anything that you said, but I don't remember you getting off stage and me being like, "You should not come back here." It wasn't because everybody kind of just was the same amount of like. Nobody really got much enthusiasm from the crowd. It was all just like slight chuckles here and there. And then there was like a couple people that you could tell go to every single open mic night, tell the same jokes every time because they've got it down to a science, but it's just still not funny. And those people are just hard to watch. And then every once in a while, somebody makes everybody laugh and, you know.
Yeah. I've said this.
So you didn't fail. It was just on par.
Thanks, Karl.
All other amateur comedians. Congratulations.
Thanks.
So you're gonna do it again?
Fuck no.
Well, come on.
All right, here's what I'll say. I've said this before. Well, before we like rebranded the podcast, I said this like 72,000 times. So if you've been a fan of the podcast since I guess 2018 when we first started doing it on and off,
what's up?
You're about to be like, here goes David again. But for the new listeners. I think musicians specifically would benefit greatly from forcing themselves to go do stand-up comedy.
I'm never doing it.
You especially, because last episode you were like, I know I'm going to be a wreck when we start performing like your stuff.
Yeah.
You will not be a wreck if you go to the fucking Hollywood Improv and you bomb, because you will. Because, I mean, that's what you do when you start. You bomb. You will be like, this is you're going to want to vomit, bro.
I literally will not ever do that, dude. There's no chance.
You don't think so?
Dude, I don't fucking know. I don't think anything I say is funny, you know? Like, I can make you laugh in conversation after a half an hour. That's like the best I can do. That's the most funny I get.
It is so hard for stand-up comics or trying to do stand-up comedy. The thing that's the hardest is going from absolutely no context to, hey, be funny. And that's the thing that I think a lot of musicians can really benefit from, where you go from no one knowing your music to, hey, here it is, enjoy my shit, in a live setting specifically. So yeah, I think a lot of musicians would totally benefit from trying stand-up. Not only is it the best way to get over stage fright, because it's the most horrifying thing on the fucking planet to do stand-up comedy, but also I just think a lot of people could benefit from being in a place where you need to win over the crowd. I think a lot of musicians go up on stage and they're under the assumption that everybody already likes them, which, you know, when you're selling tickets to a show, you are. But if you're playing these small shows where no one really knows you, having the skill set to get people, quote unquote, on your side, it's its own skill set. Not everybody has it. I certainly don't have it like completely or anything like that. But I think doing stand-up comedy trying stand-up comedy definitely gave me lessons in that skill set. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. We'll see how. It's always funny to me to see how, like, when I go off on like a little tangent or whatever, and then I go back and listen to the episode. Sometimes the points I'm making are not the same points that I'm.
That was concise. That made sense, I think. Yeah, I mean,
that's also
in case anybody is lost, do stand up, and other things won't make you as nervous anymore, because you'll have practice doing the worst thing ever. That is trying to just talk to a room of people.
Also,
and make them laugh.
But it's not just the stage fright thing. I think it's the skill set of learning how to like
interact.
Be like, how many musicians have you seen get on stage and act like fucking entitled douchebags?
It sucks. I hate that shit.
I know.
When it's just so nothing. It was very animated. Both you and I just at once. I hate that shit. I know. No, when people don't know how to be themselves, so they just act like this huge pop star, which is just not like. Yeah, you seem into it, but you're just putting on this persona that is just like, even if you are moving around and doing all the right things, it's a copy and paste thing, and it's not interesting. Which we can rant and rave all we want about how great Kian is, but that's what makes him like awesome, is because it's unique and it's uniquely him, so it's entertaining.
Someone start a tally about how many times we're going to talk about Sugar Pit on this podcast.
He's a great example.
He is a great example.
And he's obviously influenced both you and I in a lot of ways.
To clarify, Karl's not saying that Kian is a persona. Karl's saying that Kian is a authentic version of himself, which is what makes him so.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't think? But hold on though, because I don't know. There's some musicians that do like a character. Like David Bowie is like a character.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, and like to a certain extent, I know. I mean, damn, it's like I'm interviewing him right now. But Kian has told me that like one of his biggest influences was the fucking Talking Heads. It's like as far as like a performer. And like, yeah, he's not like a character, quote unquote, but like it definitely is like this very like out there, like persona, for lack of a better word. Kian is like authentically doing his thing, but like it's releasing like inhibitions from just doing whatever the fuck you want. instead of trying to do something like a formula.
Well,
That,
Keaton's doing like I can never say this word, caricature. Right?
yeah,
That's the word?
sure.
And I think a lot of musicians, myself included, when we do this fucking podcast, I'm doing it. I'm not being inauthentic, but, well, I don't know. I am this fucking... I don't know what the word is.
Intense.
I am this intense in a lot of our conversations.
Yeah.
But sometimes, when the
Definitely.
podcast starts, it's like, all right, now it's time to like really accentuate like who I am. Like I might not be in the best mood ever. Well, no, because I was kind of a cunt last episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, my point is a lot of musicians and a lot of people, they just emphasize certain aspects of their personality, or maybe not necessarily emphasize it, but at least choose which parts to show. That's a better way. You choose which parts to show. And I can appreciate that. Everyone's going to fucking do that. But I just, back to your original thing of saying when people pretend to be this like huge pop star, I also don't like when people put on the tortured artist persona of like, they're playing a fucking show and their attitude towards the whole thing is like, man, like I don't even care about like fame or money or anything like that. Like I just want to play my songs. It's like if that was the case, you'd be playing your songs in your fucking bedroom to nobody.
Yeah.
So like that pisses me off to no end when people have this persona of like, man, like doesn't even like I don't even care, dude. Like fame, I'm not about it. If you're posting on TikTok, you give a fuck about it.
It's yeah, I guess it's interesting to me when we go to these smaller shows and yeah, like you see people in different ways, whether it's like being this overt like I'm trying to be like a pop star sort of person, or what the tortured artist thing. They're taking themselves so seriously in a really unentertaining way.
Yeah, because it's so unoriginal. It's like I've seen this a
I'd
million
rather
times.
just see like a group of people go up and fucking like be super into the music, and maybe they're not interacting with the crowd a lot, but at least they're like fucking ripping it up, than have somebody like fucking...
I personally cannot stand. I'm sure one of our friends has even done it. I don't think I have, but like you go to see a band, you don't know who they are. They know you don't know who they are, and they go, "I'm gonna teach you this song."
Oh God.
When I go, "Whoa, whoa, whoa," you go, "Ooh, ooh, ooh," or whatever the fuck it is. That shit puts me over the fucking edge. I can't. I know.
Nobody ever participates enthusiastically.
No, some people. I've seen people do it. And I also have seen people. I've talked to people and I said, "Oh, I hate when people do that." And they go, "No, I kind of like it. It's, I respect the trying to get the crowd involved."
Bad idea.
Not me. Not me. Leave me the fuck out of it, please.
I agree.
But that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah. Then again, what do I fucking know? I
What
know
were we,
nothing.
what were we just talking about before I said that?
Stand-up comedy.
No. Well, way after that. You just said it. What were you just saying?
I would rather just see a group of people go up and fucking rip
a little
it
bit,
up.
Rewind a little more.
Fuck. I don't know.
God damn it, bro.
You need to take Alpha Brain.
It's fucking gone. It's gone. Caricatures, putting on a persona. How many people? Well, it's gone. Okay, never mind. Next topic. We have we've been going for like what, 20 minutes? All right, let's hit one more topic before we go. All right, shall we? Oh, let's bring it all the way back. So, I wanted to make this podcast. I think I kind of want to make it just if anyone wants to keep up with what the fuck an average, maybe not average. I might, be a little bit different than other people. But what, like, a broke musician in Los Angeles, what their life is like. So I'll give you some updates, Carl. Inside, my song, Plug, has been out for 7 days. By the time this episode comes out, it's going to have been out for like 3 weeks. It feels like it's been out for a month and a half for me.
Nice.
I don't know if it's nice or not. I don't know, man. I'm just like, holy shit. I made a bunch of content or whatever. Peel back the layers here. This is how the sausage is made. I made a bunch of content to like promote the shit. I ran the fuck through it. Like, it's gone. I have none left. And I'm like, Jesus, no more of that. So now I'm back to square one with making shit. And it's low-key stressful. Low-key. We'll see. Tomorrow will be the day I find out if I get on Fresh Finds because it comes out on Wednesday. I don't know why that's just been in my mind.
Well, we have friends that got on it, so.
I know, but like I don't even know. I don't know.
It's
so difficult.
That's going to be on my mind when something eventually is released,
Do you, I mean, I know you haven't put out any music, but do you find it difficult to see your own music or maybe your friends' music in the same light that you listen to normal artists? Let me give you a better example so you can understand what I'm saying. Me personally, like I just said it, I've been thinking about getting on Fresh Finds, but for some reason I can never, like, it's very difficult for me to see my music as something that could, I guess, get on those kinds of playlists.
Yeah,
it's weird for me.
It's really weird for me too.
I know that's fucking opposite of what you're supposed to say because I'm supposed to be out here saying it's the best song ever. You should go fucking stream it. But in reality, like
I'm gonna lie so much, dude. I'm gonna tell people that it's so good and blah blah blah.
No, but it is good. It is good. I don't think it's not good, but you have to understand that it's I'm so close to it.
It's as simple as every other time we have conversations like this. You just heard it so much. You've heard it throughout its entire conception so many times. And it's kind of the same way, like, because I mixed that song and I've heard it a million times. We also rehearse it every week. And it's like,
you know what, Karl? This is a great way to bring back the other thing that we were fucking talking about. Caricatures. And like I just said, we're supposed to be saying that it's the best thing ever. And you can make excuses, and I can make excuses of why I am, not necessarily excuses, but why I am not. But this is what I'm talking about. I don't want to be somebody who stands up on stage and is like, oh, what's up, guys? Like, I don't even care if I'm famous or not. Like, I do care. I want to be fucking famous. I want to be a famous musician. I want to live off my music. I want to do all those things. But more importantly, the way I want to get there is by being honest. Being honest is so important. And it's very scary to be an honest person, like, on the internet. Like, you do. Jim Carrey has this fucking quote.
What the fuck else are you supposed to do, man? Like, people that put on personas that are just like, they're just building around like a caricature. Like, it's really hard to have longevity because that's definitely fatiguing, trying to keep up that persona for so long. And then also, it's gone. What were you going to say?
I'll tell you. Jim Carrey has this fucking quote. I'm not a huge fan of Jim Carrey's quotes all the time, but this one's a pretty fucking good one. And he said, you can either create a character and you can kill who you are and only be that character, or you can just be yourself and hope that people love you for it. And I think that's a pretty fucking sick quote.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. Nobody Loves You podcast. Brought to you by Karl.
And Pacifico.
Goodbye.
He only said that because he eats Jim Carrey's food.
It's true.